Hi everyone, and welcome back to My Dad and Liam. I'm Liam.
And I'm the dad, Arthur. We're son and father duo from London who have called the beautiful chaos of Indonesia our second home for the last 20 years.
A massive thank you to our founder, Aisha, for making all of this happen. If this is your first time joining us, we'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It really helps our small channel grow.
Just a small note before we begin. Everything we discuss here is purely our personal opinion, based on our own experiences. We sincerely apologize for any inaccuracies, mistakes, or if we accidentally say something that causes offense. That is never our intention.
Exactly. You might also notice that there's no video and no pictures of us, just a yellow and black vintage television. That's on purpose. We feel it's a more comfortable and personal way to just talk and listen, without any distractions. For our international friends, subtitles are available. Click CC to select your language. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get into it. I just got back from a couple of days of meetings in Jakarta, Dad, and I've noticed a new phenomenon taking over the city. It seems every single one of my colleagues and clients is completely obsessed with a new sport.
Oh, let me guess. Is it the thing where they race drones around a shopping mall? Or perhaps that competitive coffee tasting I've been hearing about?
No, nothing quite so niche. The word on everyone's lips is Padel.
Ah, paddle. You mean Paddle, like for a canoe? I thought it was a water sport. Are people now canoeing on the rooftops of Jakarta? Oh, good heavens, what a peculiar city.
No, not quite, Dad. It's a racket sport. Padel. It's exploding in popularity all over the world, but in Jakarta it's reached a fever pitch. There are new courts opening up every month on rooftops, in between office buildings, everywhere.
Right, so what is it exactly? Another one of these complicated sports with baffling rules?
It's the opposite, actually. That's the appeal. Think of it as a mix between tennis and squash. You play in doubles on a court about half the size of a tennis court, but it has glass walls at the back and sides that you can play the ball off of, like in squash.
Oh, tennis in the greenhouse.
Essentially, yes. But because the court is smaller and the ball is a bit less bouncy, the rallies are longer, it's less demanding on your body, and it's much easier for beginners to pick up and have a decent game right away.
I see. Tennis for people who aren't quite good enough at tennis, and squash for people who are afraid of being hit by the ball. Sounds modern. And I suppose it costs a pretty penny.
It can, but this is where it gets interesting when we talk about costs for expats. Now, let me break it down. To rent a court here in Jakarta during peak hours, you're looking at around, say, 500,000 rupiah for an hour.
Oh, 500,000? For an hour? Good grief, that's nearly 25 quid. I could get a lovely pub lunch for that.
But you split that 4 ways, Dad. It's always played in doubles. So that's about 125,000 rupiah per person per hour. Let's say you play for 2 hours, so that's 250,000 rupiah.
Still sounds a bit steep for whacking a ball about.
It does, until you compare it to the other popular expat activities. A single drop-in class at a high-end yoga or Pilates studio in South Jakarta can easily cost you the same, if not more.
Right. But what about a proper sport, like golf? The traditional home of the business deal.
Now that's the key comparison. A single round of golf at a decent course near Jakarta on a Saturday morning, you'd be lucky to get away with less than 2 million rupiah.
Well, that's a proper day out, isn't it? A proper investment.
It is, but for the price of that one round of golf, you could play paddle almost every single weekend for a month. Financially, it's not even a contest.
Fine, you've convinced me it's cheaper, but you can't possibly close a multi-million-pound deal over a game of racquetball in a box.
doesn't have the gravitas of a long walk down the 18th fairway. That's where you might be wrong. People are calling it the new golf for a reason. Firstly, it's more accessible. A game of paddle is 1 or 2 hours. A round of golf is a 5 or 6 hour commitment. In a city like Jakarta, that's a huge difference. Secondly, it's incredibly social. You're in a small court, you're always playing with a partner, and you're close enough to your opponents to actually have a conversation and a laugh between points.
Less walking, more talking.
Precisely, and the scene around it is just as important. Every paddle court has a trendy cafe attached. The post-game ritual is sitting down, having a coffee or a ridiculously healthy green juice, and chatting. That's where the networking happens. It's business, but it feels less formal, more energetic than golf.
I suppose I see the logic. In a city that is so utterly frantic and congested, having these little self-contained bubbles of activity must be a relief.
It's more than that. I think it's an oasis. It's a third place that's neither the home nor the office. For 2 hours, you're in this glass box. The traffic, the deadlines, the noise, it all disappears. All that matters is the game and the camaraderie. It's a perfect antidote to the stress of megacity life.
A sanctuary with a net in the middle. A rather expensive sanctuary. And what about back home? What's the equivalent? A five-a-side football pitch? The local tennis club?
Sorts of, but the difference here is the social blending. In the UK, you have the tennis club people, the football lads, the golfers. They can be quite separate tribes. Here, because paddle's so new and trendy, everyone plays it. Tech entrepreneurs, bankers, artists, diplomats. It's a real melting pot.
So it's a social leveler, a business tool, a fitness regime, and a stress reliever all wrapped up in a glass box. I must admit, it sounds efficient, and certainly less boring than running on a treadmill at the gym.
So, does that mean you're tempted to try it?
Tempted is a strong word. Let's say my curiosity is piqued.
You know what, Dad? You can't knock it till you've tried it. I'm in Jakarta again next week. I'll book a court for us. My treat. How about it?
Oh, very well, fine. But I'll need a proper partner, someone reliable who knows what they're doing.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll make sure to put you with a pro. I'll play on the other team just to make it fair.
The cheek of it. You'll be eating my dust, lad. Or whatever the paddle equivalent of dust is. Glass cleaner, perhaps.
And that's all the time we have for today. We hope that gave you a little taste of life in Indonesia. We're always looking for new ideas for what to talk about next.
That's right, so please leave us a comment below. What topics about Indonesia would you like to hear us discuss next? Culture, food, daily life, funny stories? Let us know.
Thanks so much for listening to My Dad and Liam. We'll talk to you next time.